Hello, how are you? It is Wednesday and it's time for some tips and tricks. I'm Allison with Sunshine Girls Painting, and my son and Sunshine, Tone, is supposed to be joining me remotely, but that may or may not happen because he is just a busy bee working, making people happy. So you might just get me today unless he jumps on in. I'm just pulling this up, making sure it's going live okay, and it totally is. So keep your fingers crossed that Tone will join us because it's always a little bit more fun when Tone is here with me. Anyway, what we're talking about today are holes and scuffs and texture. Oh my. So, we know our walls are never, ever perfectly smooth. They're not, right? When you put drywall board up, you get the mud at the seams and that gets really nice and flat. And then you have the drywall board in between that's still exposed. So from new construction, a primer is put on. It raises all the burrs in the drywall board and then we sand it off. But there's still a bit of a discrepancy at times between the texture that's left behind with the board and the drywall mud, that the taping that's been done. It's not always very noticeable, and we fortunately have a lot of great drywalling people around that are able to make it look minimal, and that is the way it's supposed to be, but that's not the way it always is. And so we do what we can to make your walls look uniform, but over time, walls can be a little bit bumpy from things like bumping furniture into a wall. Like we never do that, right? Or kids throwing a ball in the house. Like my son never did that, right? That's why he's not here. I can talk about him. And so our walls suffer damage over time. And then what happens is you get a hole in your wall and we repair it. Now, your wall, say, has been painted like, I don't know, 10 different times in the life of it, right? And we're talking coats. We're not necessarily talking color changes. So every time we paint the wall, we are leaving a little bit of texture behind. The roller leaves that orange peel kind of look, and the more it's painted, the more we are at risk of putting texture on the wall. And often with some of these quick dry paints, people will go back over, like homeowners, and it's just a normal thing to do. You're painting the wall, you go back over it, but the paint's already started to dry. So it's kind of like pulls up the paint and leaves even more texture on the walls. So what do we do about that? So we go back to what I was saying with the nick in the wall. What can sometimes happen is we will then go and drywall that spot. That ends up with a really nice flat spot where the repair is done, but all the wall around it is textured. And so when you look down the wall, when the light catches it, you can see all these little flat spots along the wall where repairs have been done. There's a few things. Oh, here he comes. So there's a few things that we can, there he is. See, this is so much more fun when Tone is around. So I was just talking about how walls can get really textured from rolling, and then we do a repair and we end up with a bit of a flat spot.
Yeah.
So when it's just a nail hole, we're able to just keep that mud in the nail hole and you're going to get less of that happening. But if it's a bigger repair, like maybe somebody put an elbow through a wall and it's a much bigger repair, or there's a scar that we're fixing, the mud extends beyond that repair, flattening the texture. Tammy, yay, Tone's on, and yay, Tammy, you've joined us. There's that texture around that scar that gets filled in, leaving that flat spot when you're looking down the wall. So maybe, Tone, can you talk about a little bit about how maybe the sheen impacts it, and what we can do in terms of the sheen or the shine of the paint? So when we're talking about shine, just so you know, there's shine, there's gloss, and there's sheen. That is a different conversation. Right now, we're just talking about the shininess of it. So,
yeah. So paints with the least amount of shine are going to have the best ability to cover. That's what you're talking about, right?
I'm talking about showing up the texture in the wall with the flat spots, not coverage.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I got you. Yeah, so
see how he pays attention to me? I bet you people listening, you knew what I was talking about.
I was late to the game, okay? Let's...
I think I explained it just fine, but that's okay. Go ahead, Tone. Talk about how the sheen of the paint impacts how much we're going to see the texture on the wall.
Okay, so now I'm talking about sheen, not shine.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Can you have somebody just stab me right now? Like, this is great. Oh, now he's disappeared. He just walked away on me. All right. So what's happening is when you have the texture on the wall, be it from over rolling, being from repairs that leave these flat spots behind, the sheen of the paint is going to impact how noticeable these things are. So the shinier the paint, the more, oh, here, we're going to try this again. The shinier the paint, oh, the shinier the paint, the more we're going to actually notice the imperfections on the walls.
Yep.
And so if you find that you have a lot of texture on your walls, if maybe those burrs from the drywall board are showing up, the repairs that have been done are showing up, use a lower sheen. It's going to attract less attention to it, and the light's going to bounce off. So you're not going to see all those hills and valleys so much anymore. So if you have a lot of texture on your wall, if you're dealing with a wall that the light is directly shining on, like from a window or something, a lower sheen is generally the way to go. So Tone, do you want to talk about like a matte paint and the properties around matte?
Yeah, absolutely. So a matte paint is one step up from a flat. So it's not dead flat where what we commonly do with ceilings, but it has very little light reflection. So light's not gonna bounce off it. Light's gonna kind of hit it and kind of absorb into it. So the nice thing about that is, like Allison was explaining, is that it's not gonna catch any of those imperfections in the walls, any of the texture that you see after rolling. If you do a mud spot, you're not going to see where it gets flat because there's no actual light hitting it. It's kind of just being absorbed into the wall. So the nice thing about that is that when you look at a wall, all you're going to see is a flat surface.
Yeah,
Whereas
in theory, like if you get close to it, you're going to see the imperfections, right? It's just not going to be as glaringly obvious when the sheen is lower. The shinier you go, the more you see everything.
Yes.
So that is one way of sort of offsetting it. I had a client one time, we used to do a lot of painting for him, and he decided he was going to do his own office. And then he phoned me up and he was like, oh my God, I filled all the holes because he had lots of stuff like pinholes and stuff in his wall. And he goes, and then I painted it red, and it took like 4, 5, 6 coats to paint it. And now I got all these flat spots all over. Oh, there goes Tone again. All these flat spots all over the walls. And that was because he painted his walls so many times, and then you end up with these flat spots, and then he used a shiny paint. So if you want to diminish the look of the imperfections on your wall, then the best way to do it is you lower the sheen of the paint. We're never going to be 100% on our walls. It's just not possible. Even from new construction, it's not 100%. But what we can do is just not pull the eye towards the imperfections that are on the wall. So here's Tone at a job site trying to get connected with us again. So this is not going to be one of our more fun combinations here, but he is here. And, we're talking about the imperfections on the wall. One of the other things too, because we've talked about the cure time on products. Right. And so one of the ways that we make imperfections on the wall is we wash the walls before they're at their optimum hardness, before they've actually fully cured. And so there's so many ways that we can mess up our walls. But if you have any questions, you can totally call us, because I promise if you phone Tone and ask him a question, he will answer you a whole lot better than he's answering my questions today.
More than likely.
More than likely.
See, so Mom tends to be tone deaf sometimes, as I tend to be mom deaf sometimes.
Sure. So, yeah, we always try to be careful with our walls, but the older our houses, the more things happen, the more we paint our walls, the more texture. Like, it's just the nature of painting. And unfortunately, latex paint does not really like to be sanded. And so you create these hills and valleys, and then trying to sand them out is extremely difficult. Much nicer when we were using oil paints, but latex paint is where we're at. It's better for the environment. It's better for your breathing. It just doesn't sand as well. So, there's pros and cons to all of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So not knowing anything I've said on this live, Tone, because you've been trying so hard and patiently to get back online here. Is there anything that, you just want to add quickly that we're not going to, you might repeat me, but if there's anything there?
I don't think so. I just one of the things is just making sure when you're looking at your
Okay, bless his heart. He has really tried to be here, and you're just going to have to guess at what he is saying, wherever he is right now in the background, trying to explain what he's trying to say. Anyway, from me and Tone, we want to welcome you to our community. And if you ever have any questions at all, please feel free to just pick up the phone, give us a shout. Whether you're doing your own painting or you're getting a professional in, you're calling us to come in, you just want to understand things a little bit better, feel free, reach out. We are always here to answer questions. There are no dumb questions. Well, there might be some, but I don't think you're going to be asking them. When we're trying to understand an industry that is unfamiliar to us, of course, there's going to be questions. If I had an electrician come into my house, I would have questions and I would want to be able to ask them. So if you have any questions, definitely reach out. Tone and I are always happy to answer any questions that you may have. So I am Allison, and Tone is out there somewhere working his little heart out. He is the sun and sunshine painting. So open up your house and let the sunshine in.